your boy JD.
And it's your girl CJ.
That's a No-Chill Session, man. We got a comedian, actor. She a model too. I know she is. Oh God, no. I know you not a model?
No, I can't look directly into the sun. They like to do natural. I can't keep my eyes open. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Well,
I'm not.
I'm giving flowers. I'm giving flowers to this young lady, so I hope she feel it, yo.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Miss Laurie Douglas, man, how you living, man? How you
living? Good.
We're excited to have you
I'm
here.
so happy to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, tell the people where you from.
I'm from Texas, from Dallas, Texas.
Laurie, he did not tell me that.
Where are you from? You from Texas?
Yes, I'm from Houston.
Yes,
that's
I love
You did not tell me
That's
that.
the vibes.
I love it.
Listen, I like to know immediately where people are from because that gives me a gauge about their mind.
Yes.
You know?
I just know she was posting real content. I was looking like,
okay, dope. He did not send me your Instagram page either, so I was not able to scroll. So I will be asking questions though.
I love it. I'm gonna be following you, and I'm gonna be scrolling.
Yes, please do. Please do. You know what I'm saying? I try to do my thing.
But no, it definitely matched the vibes. How long you been out here in LA?
I've been out here for 9 years. Close to. In June, it'll be 9 years.
Congratulations.
How did you two guys meet?
How did we meet?
We met at a comedy spot, that's all I know. I can't remember if it was Trippy Tuesdays or anything, but it's been something recent this year that I met you at.
Yeah.
And then from there, I've just been following you online. I'm looking like, okay. And again, you just see, and again, my homegirl Davita even said, you can see who people are through the content that they post.
Yeah.
And then I'm just watching your content because I'm looking for other people to collab with and work with all the time.
I love to collab, so please always hit me up. I'm always down.
I love it.
I love it.
So just looking at your content you post, and I think I saw you the other night at the Improv briefly, and I'm looking like, okay, I keep seeing her. Let me go ahead and see if she can collab with me. He's like, yeah, let's work. So I was like, cool.
I was excited.
Okay, Laurie, tell me how you got into comedy.
I've always loved stand-up comedy.
Okay.
And I've always been into comedy. And then when I moved out to LA, I couldn't get an audition to save my fucking life. I couldn't get shit. And then I don't know what I had submitted to. I did something, and I had a comic reach out, and they're like, I have you on a show at the Comedy Store. And it was it was a bringer show.
Yeah.
I hate that.
And but I didn't know anything about comedy, so I from what I saw, how people wrote, I was like, okay, I'm gonna write my set. I wrote my set that night, went up, took probably 4 shots.
Yeah.
Buzzed as fuck, just go in. And I had fun though. I had a lot of fun. I had one girl come up to me afterwards. She was like, "Oh, you have high energy. You do some coke. You did some coke before." I was like, "No, this is just me."
Right, natural girl, natural.
But then, guys, for comedy, I think I didn't really know how it worked. For that, for years, I had no idea. I didn't know when you bombed that's a integral part of stand-up, and it's that's what makes you a better comic. And a lot of times it's just new material, sometimes just bombs, and you have to work through that and learn how to work out yourself out of a bomb too, while you're on stage. I thought, I was like, okay, I'm just not supposed to do it. Every time I would not do well. And then 2016 was when I started getting consistent. And then I feel like the consistency was key for me.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's a key part of it, period, that I don't think people realize in comedy. It's you tell the same joke 500 times, but every time there's something you can tweak and get better and grow at, and it helps you tell that story even better. Because I always want to do new material. I'm like, I want to do something new. Oh, this crazy happened to me. It's like, no. Stay with what you've been doing and build that.
Yes.
Man, that's dope.
Yeah. Oh, I think too, adding in, doing almost 80-20, maybe just sprinkle a little bit of new, a little bit of new, or try a little something, but there's nothing new material gets you fired up in a different way.
It does.
You're excited about it. I can't wait. And it's close and relevant to you. Yeah. We're saying material, I know now for me, there's some of my material stuff I wrote a while back ago, and I've adjusted and tweaked, but some of it's not me, and so I'm like, okay, I grew out of this bit, but I still need the bit, but I got to find a way for it to connect to me now.
That's true.
Right?
That's very true. Listen, all my stuff is about my little son, and he's still getting on my nerves, and I feel like he will continue to get on my nerves.
He will.
Until he moves out my house.
Yeah.
So.
And a chance maybe, even then, I'm still Mom, help me. I need your help, Mom. Please, Mom. She's like, please. I stayed with them during the pandemic for a hot minute.
Yeah.
My mom was just like looking at me. She's like, why aren't you married? I'm like, I'm wondering the same thing, Mom. I'm here with you guys. Like, it's an apocalypse.
Yeah. I'm
here with like my stepdad and my mom. My mom's got osteoporosis. My stepdad's got, diabetes. I'm like, y'all, if it's the end of the world, we're gonna have to go straight to the pharmacy. Like, I'm gonna be in that movie. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be like saving myself. I'm gonna be like having to go get his medicine.
You are gonna be the person, Laurie. Listen, as a person who was married and now divorced, it's overrated, girl. It's overrated. I mean, I do want to be married again. Don't get me wrong.
Totally, same.
But I wouldn't rush it.
Yes, and that's where I'm trying to be at. I'm trying to enjoy the now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had 2020 was a fucked up year for me. I mean, it was a fucked up year for everybody, but I was kind of fucked up before the pandemic happened.
Damn, I'm sorry
like February, I was kind of like, 2020, I was like, you know what? Like, it's kind of wild because right now, it's like been 2 years since I was in that set, but like around February, I was like, if things don't change in 3 months, I'm killing myself. I'm like, I'm done.
Whoa.
Like, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. Like, I was just in a weird fucking spot. Just like,
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're out of it.
I'm glad I am. But the thing with mental health, though, is you still have to deal with it. Like, like I notice it even now. Like, I get that creep of like, you don't really want to live. Like, my stuff was really about, I hung so much of my worth on my success.
Yes.
But then you know what? What happens if you do that and you don't really know your worth and you don't like intrinsically believe that you're worthy? You never show up for the opportunities properly. I would self-destruct what is it?
Self-sabotage.
Yes, self-sabotage.
Guilty.
Every opportunity that I'd get, I wouldn't show up because there was this piece of me that didn't feel good enough.
Yeah.
And having to work through that shit, it's a daily thing.
It is. Every day. So, Laurie, we're oohing and ahhing over here because there has just been a running thing. We just spoke with a therapist earlier and talked about the importance of mental health. And every guest we've had after has brought it up organically and naturally. And we asked this question too, is what is success to you? But you've already kind of touched on it's like, we think success is this far away place that we're never going to get to, but just you walking in your purpose is success. You being here right now with us is success.
Exactly.
But there's something about, I feel like, just our construct where we live at, social media, and I don't like to blame everything on social media because I feel like sometimes even if social media wasn't around, we would still feel this way about success and making it to a certain level, right? Like you want to be to this point, and what that does to your psyche.
Yes, and you don't give yourself win. Like you don't sit in the wins, but you sit in all the shit that's not right.
Yeah,
and then I would just marinate in the bad shit, and I wouldn't really even acknowledge, or I'd get something, I'd be like, well, every like comic-wise, you get a show, and everyone's like, you get it, and then you're kind of like, well, other people book it all the time, so it's really not that big of a deal. Versus being like, you know what, I fucking wanted to be on this show, and I'm on it, and I'm fucking excited, and it's gonna be fun, like that space. But even in relationships, if you don't feel worthy, it kept me out of relationships because I was like, you know what? I can't have a serious relationship, or I can't get married until I'm at this point in my career. Yeah. Versus like, oh, so you don't feel like you can show up in a relationship and bring something to the table if you don't have success? Right. Like, in that,
it's not knowing you're worthy.
Yeah.
Talking the truth, girl.
Right. Like I just.
Okay, so wait.
Can't.
What helped you get to the point that you are now, where you are showing up for yourself? I know it's daily work, but did you? EMDR.
EMDR is a type of therapy, and it's like, I'm dyslexic as fuck, so you're gonna get like the jumbled version of what I think it is. Yeah. We'll like Google it because I'm gonna be wrong. Yeah. But it's something with eye movement, and it's supposed to help with trauma and stuff like that. Okay. And so I've been doing a lot of that and like addressing the shit that is not working in my life and being willing to do the work. And like, I mean, some days I'm like, I have to meditate for an hour to get this bitch to be ready for her day. But I'm like, there's also this woman I'm obsessed with her. This woman changed my life, Gabby Bernstein.
Okay.
She is amazing. Like, she just talks about connecting to your worth and also saying stuff like, doesn't have to be hard. Like, good things come naturally, and really believing that. Yes. You know what I mean? And being like, and saying, like, she was talking a lot about manifesting, right? And that basically, like, you don't want to, like, sit and just try to manifest a specific event or a specific something. It's really like manifesting a feeling, right? Like you want to feel good. Like I want to fucking feel good, you know, and sit in that.
Yeah. Say her name again.
Gabby Bernstein.
Gabby Bernstein.
I hope it's right. I really, I'm like, she changed my life, but I fucked her last name up.
Listen, I get that. No, I have a woman, Tony Jones.
Yes.
Found her during the pandemic. Same thing. Manifestation, opening up to what that really means. It's not magic. It's not just about when you want a new car, purse, or something to happen. It's showing up and being ready for blessings to come in your life. Because, like you said, who wants to self-sabotage something great?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got into some deep stuff here. You're a Southern woman. I'm a Southern woman. He's JD. What is dating like for you here? When you're in a good place? Because I know I'm not the only one who feels like it's a weirdo place here.
It's a shit show.
There we go.
It's a fucking shit show.
Okay.
You guys, I've gone from like dating someone where I was like, at first, kind of like, he didn't have social media. And I was like, I kind of like that. But then I was like, I can't stalk you. Like, I don't know what's going on with you. Like, I didn't know. Like, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to go. I guess I'll go to dinner with him. I was like, called a couple friends. I was like, you know, if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm dead. Like, he killed me. Widow. So then I go out with this guy. His name, I don't want to say his first name, but his last name was Myers, right? So I was like, okay. And then he like wasn't inviting me back to his house. Like he was talking about how he was like in between like looking for a house. And then I was like, holy shit, is this guy homeless?
Yes.
Or is he married? Or is he like in a relationship? And then my friend was like, I'm gonna Google him, I'll look him up. And then I ended up finding his car, or like we were calling Ubers or whatever, and his car kept getting denied. He like pulled out a new card and I saw it, and his name was Michael Myers. And I was like, whoa, that's a different name.
Yeah, that's a name that I know from a movie.
I know, my friend Googled it, though. My friend Googled it. She's like, fuck, he's a different guy. But then I was like, maybe he's a serial killer. Because he like didn't want to be in pictures, didn't want people to see it. It was just weird.
Yeah, that sounded like the movie Michael.
Right, it sounds really weird.
Sounds like Halloween to me.
But then like he had a big beard, and I was like, you know what? He's not going to kill me till that beard goes away, because that's too much DNA to drop. I'm serious. And then he hit me up one night and he was like shaving the beard, and then just sent me a picture at like 12, like just his shavings in the sink. And he was like, nothing good happens after midnight. I was like, he's gonna fucking kill me. I like had to block him. I was like, we're done.
He didn't know where you lived at yet, did he?
No.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, he did. But he didn't come around.
Okay,
he didn't come around.
Yeah,
but there's some
weird.
And like I feel like dating apps are weird.
Yeah, listen, I got catfished on the app. Pictures and pictures of this guy. I'm telling you, Laurie, I thought he was so freaking handsome. I go to meet him at the movie theater, and he's missing this big tooth.
Oh, shit.
I will never, ever, ever again go on a date with him. Because, ladies, gentlemen, I'm telling you now, if there's not a picture of them full face smiling,
they're hiding.
They're hiding.
There's a reason.
How are you missing this tooth? How?
That's a big tooth to miss.
That's a big tooth.
It's a big one. There's like the ones that are in the back, I get it. Like front one is
front one.
That's a choice.
But you met me. You allowed me to see you this way. Like I would never.
And they knew you. They knew you was
they
gonna
knew.
see it when you was gonna
I don't even like to fuck if my toes aren't done. Like he came up there with his missing tooth. He was like, I don't fucking care. No. That's the difference between men and women.
Oh,
Men will go after women when they're like in the weirdest fucking spots. They give no fucks.
Nah. Musty out of the gym, they don't care. They don't care.
I ain't gonna say, well, hold on, let me speak for these.
Sorry.
Listen, you have hollered at somebody.
I ain't gonna let y'all talk down on us like that. Now, hold on now. Not all men are handful, just like not all women. Just, you know what I'm saying, a portion of it, that's all. But definitely, I got you there.
It's true. There are some good ones, but I have not found them.
Exactly. Yeah. You or me either, okay? You or me either.
I had one guy that like just dropped me a Google Drive of dick pics. I was like,
a Google Drive?
A Google Drive, 52 dick pics. I was like, bro, you
Laura,
have too much time on your hands.
Lying.
I swear, 52 different angles, different filters.
At least he was organized.
Where did you? No, not at least he was.
It's a dating app.
Do you see
a dating app?
He came with a plus for this shit. At least he was organized.
At least he was organized. I mean, there was some creativity. There was different backgrounds, locations changed.
You got too much damn time on your hands.
I know. It's like, I think you're unemployed. Like that screams unemployed to me, right?
Yeah, like you just want.
Was this during the pandemic?
No.
Okay.
This
regular life.
I know. So like, I mean, I would have given him a little bit of a leeway. He had just had too much time during the pandemic. No, this was before.
Oh my God! No, you have more horror. I didn't think anybody had more horror stories than me.
Is you on?
Get off of it.
I'm on Let's Fuck. I'm just kidding.
That's what it sounds like when they send the 52.
Not Google Drive.
They send a dick pic for every day of the week. I mean, well, every week in the year.
Okay. Well, moving forward, what drives you outside of comedy now?
I feel like now, honestly, is just wanting to feel good. That's really the thing that's driving me the most, is I just want to fucking feel good. I want to be happy. And I want people in my life that make me happy. Yeah. And I want to enjoy it. Like, I want to enjoy the journey, because I feel like I've been, like, white-knuckling, just like, oh, my God, just things have to work out. And now I'm just like, you know what? It's going to work out how it's supposed to work out.
There you go.
Right?
That's it.
And the idea of, like, no one can take your place. No one can, like,
what's
there's
for you
room.
Is for you.
Yeah. And also, too, trying to move into a space of abundance, because I used to live on a scarcity mindset in every way. Like, I just didn't, like, same a lot with money. I used to be like, I'm trying to work on my relationship with money. I used to be scared of money, like low-key, like I wouldn't want to check my bank account. And now I'm like, I'm scared of money.
We can relate.
Yes. Like, I'm still in that way. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to know. Yeah. But it's like, I feel like I'm scared of it. I'm like, if you're scared of money, you're never going to try to get it and attract it. Because you're like, ah. So I'm trying to,
No,
get into that place.
It's like you're doing the work. You're doing the work.
I'm doing some
just
work.
Being aware of where you struggle at, I feel like it's half the battle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we're doing things out of habit or what we were raised to do, not realizing, oh, this is a problem.
Yes.
And once you acknowledge that, then you can begin to turn it around, fix it, identify it when it's happening, and not stay in that place.
Yes, because that place is...
It's horrible.
No fun.
It's absolutely horrible. I don't know at all.
No, I love it. And since you've been out here outside of comedy, what all have you done as well? You know what I'm saying? Tell people what's up.
I'm just at this point trying to find an agent.
If you would be both.
Oh yeah, I'm unrepresented right now all across the board. This is the first time in my time in being out here I'm like totally unrepresented, but I'm also at the same time like I want to build a really good team. I want a team of people. I feel like my agents were always like, I'd have one person's like, I don't even really know what to do with you. I'm like, well then maybe you're not the right fit for me, because I don't want someone telling me that there's not a space and they can't see a space for me. Like, how is this a good relationship? Because it's just not. Yeah. Right?
That's horrible.
But yeah, acting has been, I've done some stuff on True TV that was really fun, like laugh tracks. I loved doing that. But other than that, I'm just waiting.
Okay.
You walking in your purpose.
Yeah.
You're letting it come out.
If you manifesting and you doing your thing, like I said, just even talking to you briefly, I just got a vibe from you. The fact that you from the South, that just sets
yes, it does.
Yes, I love it.
Love that.
And again, you talking your truth in there, because again, comics. Again, I know sometimes the stories be seeming absurd. Yeah. But comics, we speak our truth, and goddamn.
You have to.
I feel like the crowd knows you don't feel like you just got to.
Listen, I have a theater background, and that for me was, I realize now, not then, but it was a coping mechanism. I have this character. I create this backstory. None of this information is my own. Don't get me wrong. I can draw from my stories, but I don't have to share my stories. Comedy, the best comedy to me is you sharing your story.
Oh, yeah.
You sharing the weird ass shit that happens in your life that we realize 9 times out of 10 is more relatable than we believe. Everything that you've shared, these weird ass dick pics,
that shit is hilarious.
It's relatable.
I hope it's someone snuggling in.
Oh,
yeah, seriously. I've got unsolicited ones, and it's just like never 52, but still like, what's wrong with you?
I know.
What's wrong with you?
I know. I'm like, I think you like your dick more than anyone else has ever liked it.
Listen, but to know that there's another woman getting them who does not want them.
Totally. And it's like 52.
52.
And I hadn't even seen the dick yet, so I was like, that's a little...
That is weird.
Yeah. He was advertising too much. Yeah.
I think it's gotten better, though, because I used to get him a good amount, like, unsolicited dick pics.
Shut up.
Yeah, not tons, but enough, like, where I was like, you know what?
So
I think it's gotten better, though.
So is that them shooting a shot? Do they say hello first sometimes?
Yeah, it's almost like, you've been like texting or something like that, or like in a DM, and then all of a sudden it's just like,
here you go.
I don't know if maybe they just looked down and said, oh yeah, that looks great, and just snapped. I don't know.
fellas who are doing this, you got to do better. Just please do better.
Say it, Laurie.
I do better, y'all. But you know what? I haven't been getting them. So I think it's maybe like moving out.
You moving in a different space.
Exactly. Maybe I'm not manifesting dick pics.
There you go.
I don't think you were. No, I refuse to take any responsibility.
I know. I'm like,
nothing I was doing was telling you to send me that.
Send me this, please.
Right.
I'm like, no, I never said that, sir.
No.
I never asked. Mm-mm. No one asked.
No one asked. Don't get me wrong. I'll post I don't care if I was butt naked. That still does not mean send me a picture of your dick. But I'm not even doing too much sexy on social media and would get it. And I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, no.
So no, it was nothing you were doing.
I love you for that. I love you. Thank you for checking me in that way.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, you're just like,
men just do. Listen, okay. So let's talk about this from your perspective. Yeah. I feel like this, and in the comedy game, is a male-dominated game, right? And you had spoke earlier to not really knowing how certain things work, but understanding that bombing is a part of it. The unsolicited advice that you get from male comics, how do you work through that? The unsolicited information that you get from men, how do you work through that?
Sometimes it just kind of goes like,
there you go.
There you go.
Like, and I'm just like, I think the thing that's the most annoying is like telling you how you should look on stage, or like that this is like all of that kind of stuff. Sometimes I like advice. Like I'll take out if someone's has a little bit and it's genuine and it's being real, but if it's kind of condescending, because I sometimes feel like people like that's
it's
like
always
like it's, and you're sort of like, and I think it took me a long time like to realize that, because I remember like I went with my ex. He would always like really explain things to me, and at first I was like, oh, that's cute. He just like wants me to understand. And then like near the end of the relationship, I was like, oh my God, he's mansplaining to me. Yeah. And then I was like, holy shit, no, he just figured this out, and he's like, he just now figured out, and he's explaining. So it's just like, I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt.
As I think anybody should take any kind of advice with a grain of salt. But again, the genuineness is what she's talking about.
Why? Because women don't come over to men.
No.
Ever and give unsolicited advice.
I've been getting advice from women.
That you know or don't know. Boy, bye. Lies.
Look, I'm telling
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
How
I
don't believe it.
How don't you believe it?
Because first of all, you're just not even approachable. You mean as hell. You're mean as hell. You know that. You mean? You're just walking into this nice space. Stop it. You know you're not. So that's why it's very hard for me to believe that. But listen, I had a man literally, he knows it too. He knows I'm telling the truth. That's why he's laughing. I had a man literally tell me last night at a show, oh, you should stand like this.
Again, we already know that. That's different.
You're telling me how to stand?
Wait, what?
I haven't been doing this on my own for a very long time.
And this is who I think was telling you this?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I'm talking about. But if somebody else like our boy Ron G or whatever.
But here's my thing. Even with a Ron G, shout out to Ron G.
Oh, he's awesome.
Awesome, isn't he?
Awesome. He's
Awesome person.
Everything.
Great
Genuine.
advice. He's not gonna give it unless you ask.
Okay then.
He's not gonna give it unless you ask. I have gone to Ron G and said, well, do you mind giving me this? Do you know, if there's a space for it, and that's all I'm saying. There's a certain boldness sometimes in men that they don't realize. It's like, who asked you?
Yeah.
Who the fuck asked you?
I also feel like I can't stand it whenever I get it in someone who's not even in the arena. I'm like, I don't even want to hear your advice. You're not even in the arena.
Yeah, if you ain't in the game.
You're not even here. Don't tell me what you think.
No advice. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
I know. I mean, I know that everyone consumes comedy. Comedy's objective.
Yeah.
And hearing what people think and what they like to listen to, and it's important, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but you're actually not on stage doing it, so like, shut the fuck up. Like, eventually just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear, especially if it's negative. Like, I'm like,
and it's always negative.
Always is.
It's always negative.
And I'm somebody
I ain't gonna speak from what their experience is.
It's always never positive. If it were positive, then I probably would have never even brought this up.
Yeah.
Again, fellas who are doing this bullshit, again, you making us look bad, man. You know what I mean? I'll say this right.
It's
fellas,
not all men.
No, definitely not.
Like I said, there are the Ron G's. There are shout out to Slink Johnson. There are men who even there's a difference between talking at a woman and then talking to a woman and giving her genuine advice, things that, and here's my thing, there's always that take it or leave it that should be on the table.
Yeah. Oh, and always. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, if somebody's trying to force the idea upon you, that's problematic. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm with y'all on that one. That's bullshit. So the segue is, what gives you peace, or what's your idea of peace? Because it seemed like you found it over the course of the couple of years. What's your idea of peace?
I feel like peace is just like kind of being able to live with acceptance of whatever comes, right? And I don't think you're always going to be happy, right? We're not always going to be happy.
It's life.
You know, life brings you stuff, but I feel like it's like, for me, I feel like trust and faith that it doesn't, like, whatever you want to believe, whatever, but having, for me, something that I can like trust in, for me is really important. And that's like faith and trust for me, and that's something that gives me peace. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But
what would you tell your 15-year-old self with everything that you know now about life?
I would be like, stop being so fucking hard on yourself. Like, just stop. And also, like, half the shit you're worried about right now, it's not gonna fucking matter. It doesn't matter.
My God.
It doesn't matter.
Please say that again.
It doesn't matter. And also, like, it's okay to be a ginger. I used to like hide from it. Like, I used to be so embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know that I was redheaded, because I used to just get tortured for it growing up.
Wow.
They'd be like, fire crotch. Like, I remember they'd be like doing ratings and stuff like that on, do y'all remember Xanga?
No.
Did y'all ever have that? It was kind of like a blogging site, and there used to always be like rankings that they'd put, and they'd like rank all the girls of who was hot.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd always, the comments would be like, but Laurie's a fire crotch. And I was like, it's kind of golden, and it's not total fire.
Shit.
It's like a sunset. Like, come on. But it in some weird way though, like hearing it growing up, hearing someone tell me like, oh yeah, no, redheads aren't pretty. Redheads are gross. Like hearing that, it does something to you. It did something. It was something I didn't even really realize. Yeah. For a while, it was like I was like I was like rejecting myself, because I was like, it's silly.
And we hold on to the negative. I'm sure there were just as many people said something negative. Lord, there was someone who said your hair is gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful. But it's something about the negative that sticks in our mind, and that's why the undoing, though, the rewiring, the sitting and meditating, I feel like that's the rewiring of our brain. Like I hated my lips for forever, because I was so teased about it as a kid. Yeah. And now, even now, people are injecting their lips to get this, but it's like, I hate it. I never used to wear red lipstick. Never wore any type of gloss, because I didn't want to draw attention to it. Yeah. And that was like my insecurity. And even still now, sometimes I'll be like, oh, then people are going to look at it and someone's going to say something. And I'm like, I don't even want to deal with all that shit. Yes. But I have to realize, you're dimming yourself.
Yes.
And you're light.
Yes, you're light. And those fucking lips are fucking bomb.
You know, now I know.
So you're like, I am aware. I'm like, come on.
Like, you know, but I get that though. Yeah. I get that. I really do.
I do. There's a thing, it's like, I think Gabby said it. Yeah. She was like, your projection is your perception. So like where you're at, like sometimes like you can take something and you can hear it, and if you're in a really negative spot, like even if there is like shred of positivity in it, or like an interaction with somebody, you read it in a totally different way than what it really was. Or like when compliments, right? You're like,
she run away from it. She run away from it.
Listen, because I'm not in the place now where I'm trying to get to this level. So I've let that go. I've learned to enjoy it. But then when people compliment me for doing, like, it's still weird to get complimented for being able to do what I love. Yeah. I don't feel. Why are you looking at me like that?
Man, hey, yo, you look good.
Because it's, especially with me and him, like, this is my brother. Like, bro, shut up. Shut up.
Again, it's love. If somebody give you love, I'm looking like, so again,
shut up.
I know.
And but yeah, she'll get mad at you know what I'm saying. You don't take compliments. You don't take. It's hard for you, brother. It's hard for you to take compliments. I'm gonna give you compliments now. I don't want no compliment. It's contradicting.
Amazing.
I don't.
It's amazing.
You take compliments?
No. I'm like, I'm always like, you do. Like I'm just like, oh no. And I have some people that are like, sit in that. I gave you a compliment, sit in it. I'm like, and then they like look at me. I'm like, I feel so awkward.
It is. It's awkward. I know how to now say
awkward.
Thank you to strangers.
Yes.
To strangers when they come over like, yo, your set was good, or we really enjoyed you tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I walk off very quickly.
All right, we're gonna try something before we close out. All right, we're gonna try something before we close out. Chelsea, I appreciate you.
Okay,
no, I appreciate you.
Laurie, this is about you. You're not here about me.
Wait. We're gonna try something else. Laurie, you have a beautiful smile, a Colgate smile right now. You should be doing commercials.
Tell someone that. Spread the word. Come on, Colgate. I need money.
Yo, smile.
Press.
Yo.
That part.
I promise you.
I need some money, please.
I got you.
Manifesting.
Manifesting.
Right now.
But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you know what?
What's up?
We got a room of really good smiles.
There we go.
Like, it's just a good room of smiles right here.
I need to go to
So we all need that check.
Let's go. Let's
There
come on.
we go.
Look, we can all do it.
We all need
Hire us.
You retarded.
That one's gorgeous. That one's gonna really get it.
I'm gonna try to get it. It's your boy
Just
JD.
me and you, Laurie. And it's your girl Chelsea.
It's been a No-Chill Session with Laurie Douglas, y'all. Check her out. Where can we follow you at?
Laurie.Douglas.
Laurie.Douglas just on IG?
Yeah.
TikTok.
Are you on Instagram?
I'm on TikTok, but TikTok hates me, so.
All right, we good.
Yeah.
They banning everybody. You good. Make sure y'all check her out. Follow. Blessings. 1.
Hey y'all, it's Laurie Douglas, and it's been a No-Chill Session.